Speaking of Ryder Cup.
Okay, go ahead. You got breaking news.
Todd Lewis of Golf Channel speaking with @Keegan_Bradley. Follow him on Twitter if you haven't.
He has the underscore. Couldn't get the Twitter handle without the underscore. Come on,
he
Keegan.
Said
get your agent on that.
Some members of @Ryder Cup USA told him they want him to be a playing captain. He also said, quote, "There's probably going to be a few guys that think they're going to be on the team that aren't going to be."
Well, that's kind of how it goes. when there's 6 spots, some guys are going to be on and some guys are not going to be on.
It's like that Instagram page Spotted in DC, and someone's like, just saw Joe Biden by the White House, and it's like, yeah, likely place for him to be.
Probably where he's going to be. Just on Sepp, wins Truist, then misses the cut at the PGA, plays really well at Memorial, finished 3rd there, misses the cut by $1 million at the U.S. Open, won top 10 since early June, and that was at the Scottish Open. Played mediocre at the Open Championship. Not great. Finishes last at the Tour Championship. Listen, this is not a great Sepp Straka golf course in Bethpage Black. And I just think when you're Luke Donald and you've got this many big boy, what'd you call it? What was the big boy barometer?
The big boy barometer.
When you've got this many big boy barometer boys, OI boys, Sepp, I could see Sepp being left off. And I don't think it'd be shocking. I think he was a lock, 3 months ago, but stuff changes and some of the other guys are playing better golf.
Yeah, I think it would just have to be for Nikolai with that last finish. And it'll be interesting. I think that's really the one spot that's up for grabs. Now that Rasmus is he shored up his spot. That would have been another spot potentially. So it could have been a tougher decision for Luke Donald. Here's the question, Shane. Rory mentioned over the weekend that they still use that Ryder Cup group chat from Rome quite often. If you are Team Europe, do you start a new one or do you add and subtract, given that it's only going to be one, maybe 2 players?
Tough drop if you get dropped from the chat and you get the notification and the tweets don't come in. That is, I think you have to start a new one.
I agree.
I'm surprised they haven't started a new one to this point, but I just think that's a little cutthroat. If you just you're off the chat. Sorry, man. See you later. Have a good summer. Producer Josh is saying we have a format set for the Ryder Cup. Is that official? Do we have the format in terms of the way the scorings or the way the what do they call it? The 4-ball foursomes are going to go?
Foursomes in the morning, 4-ball in the afternoon.
So foursomes in the morning. So that means alt shot in the morning, 4-ball, which is best ball in the afternoon on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Saturday, it's same thing. Okay.
Yeah. Which, Keegan Bradley can set the lineups early, send the boys off for alternate shot. And then in the afternoon, he can just worry about his own golf ball, play some golf in 4-ball.
I think we should talk a little Ryder Cup. I think that's probably important here. As we've mentioned, Americans locked in are Scotty, Spahn, Xander, Russell. Russell's so good, man. He might be the second best player on the American squad. Harris, English, and Bryson, I didn't show up alongside Brooks Koepka, DeChambeau are the top 6 on that list. On the outside looking in are Justin Thomas, Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Mav McNeely. Mav McNeely, by the way, we'll get into him in a bit. Very impressive season. Captain Keegan, 11. B. Harmon sneaking into that 12th position. Andrew Novak has kind of fallen off a little bit at 13. Your boy Cam Young at 14. Patrick Cantlay at 15. Burns at 16. That's as far down as I'm going to go. Patrick, I need your 6. Give me your 6. Who is Keegan picking on Wednesday to fill out this roster?
I'm hearing some crazy things, seeing some crazy things on the message boards that I monitor, Shane, which I probably shouldn't be on my work computer, but my 6 are the same since the onset of the playoffs. Okay. JT, Ben Griffin, Morikawa, Cantlay, Young, and Keegan Bradley. And it's funny, Shane, the Keegan Bradley situation reminds me of this comedy show I went to this past winter. The comedy scene in Charleston, as you can imagine, not great. Not a big city, not a lot of a lot of talent.
Heavy food is not funny food. You know what I'm saying? Like when you eat a lot of heavy food, you don't want to laugh. You just want to lay. Yeah.
And so the way comedy shows work, you have the openers who are up and coming, trying to prove themselves before the main act. And there's an MC, typically the owner of the club.
Yeah.
And so these opening acts, a lot of them are just like not funny. Some of them are doing a lot of crowd work, which I think is a sign of a lazy comedian, someone who's not actually funny. But the star of the show ended up being the MC, who started just making fun of the other comedians.
Oh, now that's good. That's good comedy.
Yeah, that was good comedy, like quick on his feet, kind of crowd work adjacent, but I respected it. And the owner, the MC in this instance, is Keegan Bradley, right? He shouldn't have been the star of the show. You had the opening acts who are kind of like the captain's picks, the guys who should really complement the main act, who are your 6 automatic qualifiers. And all of a sudden, Keegan Bradley stole this show with some really good play. And I think, based on what I'm seeing, Shane, and what has happened, Keegan Bradley is going to be on this Ryder Cup team.
Going to be on the team. I honestly, and you and I have said this the last few weeks, if anybody else outside of this would have played great, I think Keegan could have gotten bumped. I will say, and listen, this is no breaking news situation. The Euros approach the Ryder Cup playing chess and the Americans play checkers. I mean, it is a huge difference in our entire approach. Obviously, Bryson's kind of pushing to get an opportunity to play on the PGA Tour or whatever he's been pushing for. Is he trying to play the Napa event? Is that what he's asking to do?
I don't know what that quote was. I didn't read too much into it just because I can't believe people gave it oxygen.
Yeah, but I mean, he's he's like the Europeans would have done this. We're not. I mean, obviously the live thing is very different. But honestly, nobody in that sphere to me has outplayed Keegan for the spot. And I think that's the big difference. I do love how much the Europeans have leaned into, you can't be a captain in a
oh my God,
player.
It's everyone.
It's so good.
I got an email about Sam Torrance saying it this morning. Like,
yes,
from top to bottom.
Rory diving into it.
Faldo's it'd be idiotic.
Yeah, dumbest decision in Ryder Cup captain history, I think, was maybe what Faldo said. I love it. But, I look at, let's go 10 through 16. And outside of Cantlay, Burns has played fine. Burns has played solid. But I'd say outside of that, I just don't see somebody that has made some crazy push. Wyndham Clark had that run for a bit, and it felt like maybe he could do something and just didn't quite get there. But I feel like Keegan needed to get bumped off after the Travelers win, and just nobody's really bumped him. And I think that's the biggest hang up here if you're Bradley.
And my thing is, at this point, I think it's more of a distraction if he doesn't pick himself.
100%.
It's going to be 6 players answering for his potential player, just him answering for his play.
Yeah.
And so he can kind of shield the other 11 guys because, I mean, he's not going to tell us who the last man on the team was, even though that would be sick if he had to. He's like, yeah, number 7 guy, that's going to be Justin Thomas. 12, Morikawa, barely got it. Last phone call.
It's like the whole MySpace top 5 friends thing.
Yes.
Which just seemed like kind of a rude thing to do, right?
Yes.
You're outside, man. You're not on my top 5. A lot of young people right now are going, what is that? I don't know what that website is.
And then you look at, we talk about the big boy barometer, and you go based on, let's just say, wins. Since the start of the 2022-23 season, there's one guy on this U.S. team who has more wins than Keegan Bradley. It's Scotty Scheffler, who has more wins than everyone. No one else. Like, think about these guys. Morikawa hasn't won in 3 years. Cantlay hasn't won in 3 years. JT has that one win at Harbortown. McNeely and Young both have 1 wins in their career. Griffin has 1 solo win in his career. Everyone else, like, no one has won. Sam Burns hasn't won a stroke play event since 22. So, yeah.
Let me ask you. I got a question I want to throw your way, and I'm glad you're sitting down for this. And I don't think it's a crazy question. You mentioned that there might be some surprises on this American team. Is Colin Morikawa on this team? Are we sure he's on this team? Are we 100% sure he should be in the red, white, and blue?
I thought you were going to ask if there's a possibility that if Keegan Bradley plays, President Donald Trump takes some of the captain's responsibilities there. Bethpage Black. He will be on site.
That would not surprise me. That would not surprise
me. I
me.
will say there's more than a 50% chance he gives a speech in the locker room.
Oh, I mean, more 100% chance. What are you talking about? There's a 100% chance he's going to talk.
Those dirty Europeans.
It's pretty good. But let me go back to my Colin question.
Sorry.
Is Colin? Let's just real quick. Can we look at Colin's finishes since the start of the year? Like, look at this guy's finishes right here. Look at this. This guy is a lock.
It's a fair question.
Look at this. It's not good. Very bad. He finished second in 2 of his first 4 starts. Did not have another top 5 this year. Last top 5 was Bay Hill. It's like T50 at the PGA, 23rd at the U.S. Open, missed the cut at the Open, can't putt, doesn't hit it long. Like we're just putting this guy on. Diva. Who knows what caddy's going to bring? Might change caddy every round at the Ryder Cup. Like, what are we doing with this? We're just putting him on because of what he did 4 years ago.
Well, it's almost the European model, right? Where they would take their guys even if they're out of form. I guess my question is, who's the alternative to him? Like, would you rather have someone like Sam Burns? Would you rather have someone like, I don't know, Brian Harmon, who's on the bubble here, Ben Griffin over Colin Morikawa? And
I might rather have Goddard up. I'll say that.
Okay. It is. I will say he is down to 27 on Data Golf, sandwiched by Corey Connors and Ricky Fowler.
I mean, Ricky. Like, Ricky Fowler. Who's not getting mentioned on this team? Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler. I mean, to Ricky's credit, he's higher than Hatton and Spieth and Goddard up.
And let me tell you this too: that if I have an 8-footer on the 17th green at the Ryder Cup to continue a match, I'm taking Ricky over Colin. That's for sure.
Yeah. And I did not love what he had to say after his round.
Don't like anything he has to say. So
where
that makes sense.
They asked him what he needs to improve on, Shane, and he said his iron play.
Colin said that?
Colin said his iron play.
Is he the worst quote in golf? Is he the worst quote in golf right now?
You know, I've grown to kind of appreciate how he seems to zag a lot, which it's just
that is a zag.
Yeah,
his only skill right now is iron play.
He's like, my iron play is not good enough. So if Morikawa was left off this team, like, does Morikawa give you an emotional boost? Anything energy wise?
No,
not really.
No, 0%.
And if this guy isn't even confident in his one superpower, also, it's like, why should we be confident in him at all? So I'm okay leaving Morikawa off the team. Who would you put on the team instead?
That's the rebuttal, and that's the smart rebuttal. It's easy to pick all this stuff apart about Colin, but you've also got to replace him with somebody else, and that's the hard part. So to me, begrudgingly, he's on the team. Yeah. And that's simply because there's not, like, Koepka's non-existent. DJ's non-existent. Like, all these guys that in theory you would have expected to continue to Spieth out of Spieth's not on this team, right? It's like all of those kind of quote unquote faces and names that you thought might be on this team. 3 of the big names and faces are all not going to get picked. Patrick Reed not going to get picked, right? All these guys that have experience. And so you've got to put somebody there. And I think the other argument in Colin's favor is there are going to be a lot of American rookies on this team. Yeah. And if you take Morikawa off, you've probably got to put somebody on there with experience, like, and that Harmon? Just doesn't exist on the sheet.
Like, you want to put Harmon on the team instead of Colin Morikawa?
I got JT at Colin. I got Ben Griffin. I got Captain Keegan. I'm with you on Cam Young. I'm with you on Cantlay. I think that's what they're going to do. I think that's where they're going to go. And, you know, and let me just say this too. And I'm going to say this to Team Europe, because Team Europe is flying high right now. They've got all the stars, all the studs, the team. Their team kind of looks like a European version of the Whistling Straits American team, right? Like the Avengers, right, on the European squad. If they don't win this on the American soil, they might never win one on American soil. Like, this is a huge difference in terms of these two teams. Confidence-wise, experience, talent, and the way they play. And we're going to do the power ranking on Wednesday, Patrick. And I'm going to guarantee you that at least in the top 7, I'm going to have 5 Europeans as the top players, and I might have 6. Scotty might be the only American there. And I'm I would be very surprised if the Europeans don't either win or have a really good chance of winning on Sunday singles.
I do agree this is their best chance in quite a while to win on the road here. Back to the Colin Morikawa point, he was 3-0 with DJ, obviously.
Long time ago.
In Wisconsin. And then in Rome, 0-1 with Ricky, 0-1 with Xander, 1-0 with Sam Burns also. So I feel like he's kind of – was he with Sam Burns at the President's Cup as well with Scotty Scheffler? Yeah. I feel like that has kind of become a partnership of sorts for the U.S.
The team?
Yeah, with Russell Henley taking Scotty Scheffler to prom now. But I think it really comes down to, Shane, the upside of the European team versus the consistency of the U.S. team and Bradley's ability to identify the hot hands and the hot pairings and riding with them. Because I think that's something Zach Johnson did quite poorly where, look, he took chances on JT and Spieth and then he sat them in the first session out there. It's like, okay, what are we doing? That's like your energy team supposedly, and you sit them in the first session. And then he didn't really give them an opportunity to play separately. Like, you got to break them up. Jordan Spieth was horrible at that Ryder Cup. He was ball in his pocket most of the time. So I think that's really what it's going to come down to. I think outside the ropes, obviously, Europe has an advantage with the continuity and the experience of the leadership team without the noise of the playing captain controversy. But I think with home field advantage and inside the ropes, I think it's closer. I still lean U.S. at this point.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah. European side, Rory, Bobby Mack, Fleetwood, Jay Rose, Erasmus Højgaard, Tyrrell Hatton, qualification top 6. I think we both have Lowry on the team, Ludwig on the team, Victor on the team, Fitzy on the team. You got Fitzy on the team?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then obviously Sepp is at 8. I think Sepp's probably on the team, even though we talked about it earlier. If there's somebody that would be a surprise on their team, that's probably the one you'd leave off. I didn't love that our boy Ari All was out there to celebrate with Tommy. I think Tommy walked right past him. How do you walk past that guy in that hat?
Did he?
At least the camera didn't catch a high five or a hug.
They're blocking him out, man.
You know who Harry All is, man. He's wearing that thing. You can't miss him. I would love Ari All to be on the team just because I like saying his name. And then I think that last spot is up for grabs. Who do you have as the 12th spot if I just named 11?
So,
or I guess that's 12 if you leave off
Sepp's on my team.
Yeah, Sepp's on the team.
So I'm flipping the Højgaards from the 23 team.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. That Europe's pretty much dialed in. There's pretty much one spot on the European side that's up for grabs. In the Americans, obviously, there's a lot of different directions.